Yeah, so welcome to the CSR podcast, Confidence, Self-Esteem and Resilience. Today we've got a special guest in the house. We've got Young Kings.
Yes.
Young Kings, Ibs, Coach Ibs, the founder, he's here. We're going to have a great conversation. As you know, with CSR, there's no rules. There's never rules. It is what it is. We're just going to chat and then go where it goes.
Yes, bro.
Yeah?
Thank you for having me, man. We've been waiting for this for a long time.
It's been a while. It's been a while.
100%.
It's been a while, man. And it's good to have people like you on board because I know you got a lot to say.
We'll see.
You got a lot to know. You got a lot to say. I know you got a lot to say.
Hey, listen, I might say a bit too much. You might need to hold me back a little bit during the podcast.
Also, we got Jawad in here. He's the lead coach at CSR Academy.
Good to be back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How you feeling? Good.
It's good, man. It's good. I enjoyed it last time, so come back again. Yeah, it's nice.
Fresh trim.
Yeah, with a trim as well. A few days old.
Cool. So,
ready.
I'm gonna hit it off straight away. Go straight in, yeah. What I want to do first of all, just find out a bit about yourself and Young Kings.
Yes.
Start with Young Kings, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I asked this question to all the coaches, anyone involved with children. I always ask, what do you feel that the bare minimum a coach has to have to work with kids? The bare minimum.
Going straight in like that, yeah?
Straight in,
No
boy.
intro, nothing.
No intro.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I would say off the top of my head, the most important thing would be care. You need to, have that care for the children, because what I see a lot of is the parents, the coaches, a lot of the people around the kids that are playing football, really value being attached to kids' talent or ability. But when that talent isn't there, the value disappears. So,
100%.
So care, regardless of whether the kid is talented, gifted, in an academy or not in an academy, in an elite environment, not in an elite environment. Just the bare minimum for me is definitely to care for the children
100%.
as human beings and not just as players.
Yeah, I feel that. And the thing is, a lot of people can 100%.
Spot on.
And just asking you that question,
Yeah.
you can say that, but I know it's true because I can see it myself. And one of the main things that helps us in what we do is what people say, or what the children feel. You know what I'm trying to say? You've got Jared, you've got a long line of people who will say the same things about you.
Yeah.
Young Kings is a lot. It's like you
It's
don't
all
have to.
reputation, innit?
Yeah, you don't even have to say that. It's said
Yeah.
without you even speaking. You know what I'm trying to say?
Man,
So
we tried to get that across. I mean, look, a big part of why we came on the podcast today, or why we've been speaking about this for a long time, is because we see within our industry that empty cans make the most noise. People who have nothing, no substance, are talking the most, posting the most, getting the most followers, getting the most views, etc., and so forth. So it's about time that the good guys start to speak up as well, I think.
100%.
So I think that, I mean,
That's a saying and a half, by
I'm
the
saying,
way.
obviously,
No,
I
it's
see.
true.
I mean, that's testament to you, and it's a compliment to you to say that CSR. Obviously, I see as some of the good guys, or one of the few good guys that are out there. Jawad, yourself, Leon, the rest of the team. So it only makes sense for me to come and support, man.
100%, man. 100%. So you call yourself the Wonder Kid Factory. And you know what, yeah? That's you know what, not everybody can say that. But let me tell you a bit about my first experience with you guys.
Yeah.
So for me, it was with a young kid called Zayn Ali. Yeah. Zayn Ali. A lot of people don't know how Zayn came to the forefront. It was through Ibs. Ibs was the first. And there's a long line of other players, but I'm gonna start with Zayn Ali and Young Kings. So he would just put something up on his social media, just a little clip. I said to him, I picked up my phone immediately. He said, "Who is this kid? Who is this kid?" Isn't it? And he said to me, "He's Zayn." This is only one of the children that you've had in your
That's
place.
when he was 4 years old.
He was 4 years old, and I said,
vividly.
"Who is this boy? This boy was just
His movement and that. Yeah.
crazy." So I picked up the phone. I said, "Phone Ibs." And Ibs is a guy, and Ibs is someone. You get people who won't share information.
Yeah.
If there's a kid, they'll just hold them back and stuff like that. Yeah. At this time, I was at Arsenal. I phoned him. I said, "Who is this kid?" And then from there, he just gave me information, and then boom, now Zayn came to light. But that's just one of the children that came through, through Young Kings. There's a whole load of them. There's a whole load of them, and even the ones who are not necessarily the top end ones, they still get care because they come. I've seen a lot of them come from yourself to us.
Yeah.
Any kid that comes from Young Kings, they're good. They're good. They've got a good foundation. They're already preset in good. They just preset very well, so it enables us to then build on it and help them further. So how are you doing all that? Because there's not only one. There's a ton of other kids, man. And
Bro,
what do you do? Yeah.
Do you know what? I've made a post about this and we've spoken about this in the past. I mean, there's no secret to it. It's just care. It's literally care. And, you know, on the tactical side or the in terms of drills and stuff, obviously there's a certain way we coach the kids. But that only comes across in the way we want it to come across because we really care about the kids. That's the thing. If we're talking about how we coach the kids and kind of the things that we focus on from a coaching methodology. So just to kind of take a step back, I focus mainly on pre-academy age groups. So trying to prepare kids to get into the academy system. And, you know, thankfully the productivity rate has been good. The things that we focus on in terms of stages when it comes to the coaching methodology would be first, different types of mastery. It will be body, ball, game, mind. Those 4 things is what we focus on, and in that order. So body mastery is the first thing. The kid needs to be able to move properly. Second thing will be ball mastery. They need to be comfortable with the ball. Their feet need to become like hands. They need to be comfortable receiving, passing, manipulating the ball in any way that their mind wants to do. That's the second thing. The third thing is game mastery.
You're on a roll, man.
Yeah.
Wicked.
Game mastery. I'm saying in terms of coaching methodology, we have a methodology that we stick to and that we focus on. But underlining all of that would be the care element. I mean, we really care about the development of the kids. Every kid that comes to me, and I'm sure it's the same with you guys, every kid that comes to me, I want them to improve as a player and as a person 100%. By the time they leave, if they do leave, or by the time they kind of get through a certain amount of a period of time with us. I mean, obviously it requires the parents to be on board with us, and it requires all parties to be on the same page. But once all those things are in place, we can almost guarantee that every kid's going to improve and get to a
I got a
level.
question for you though, in terms of that, because again, you mainly focus with the pre-academy kids. What's patience? What patience? What does it take with that age? Because of course it's a lot.
Yeah, obviously you got to be patient. I mean, another thing alongside care is being able to communicate properly. There are bare coaches out there that can run drills all day, but they don't know how to speak. They can't communicate to kids. They don't know how to connect or get across to kids. They don't smile. They've got a straight face. They're moving military. When you're dealing with kids that young, you need to be able to connect with them and communicate with them effectively and in their language. So communication is a big part of it. When it comes to patience and dealing with kids, I've got 3 kids of my own. So when I'm going home, I'm with kids. When I'm working, I'm with kids. Nice. Kids are always around me. So like, you learn to live with it. So I don't have a choice, to be honest.
Yeah, we talk about the kids, but we got we'll get onto little man a bit later on. But yeah, so for me, sorry. From the outside looking in at Young Kings and looking at your socials and stuff, like if I compare your socials to another club of pre-academy guys, I know for sure that a lot of them come from you from young. Young.
Yeah.
And then there are people who are just having kids plastered all over their social media. And they've just had them for 2 weeks, 3
They've
weeks,
done nothing.
or 4 weeks.
Yeah.
And it's rife in the pre-academy section of the grassroots. This has a massive impact in the parents even finding out or finding the right establishment for their children. It's so hard because how do you know how can you tell the difference where everyone's got them plastered over? Whereas I know for sure in the area that we are based in, there's not many people that are doing what you guys are doing, and you're doing it on a larger scale. And you're not, and again, you don't make noise about it. You don't make the noise. It's just you're just doing it consistently. You know.
The thing is, sorry to interject there.
No, man.
It's hard to, because of the way Young Kings are set up, it's hard for me to blow the trumpet of Young Kings. But if I wanted to, we blowing all day. because the way it's set up is it's a one-man show and on a part-time basis. I'm not on fully fledged outlet, running sessions every single day, leagues, tournaments. Now we're part time thing,
That just makes you feel 10
we're,
times better.
I'm saying we're part time.
But
Generally a one man show. Obviously, I've got people that help me out and stuff, and we're producing more than a lot of academies out there who are full time. Bare kids coming to them. So when it comes to productivity rankings, or in terms of the ratio of kids that come to us and kids that leave going into academies, there's no comparison when you look at it like that. To be honest,
100%.
in the area. So yeah, I mean, like, that's why it makes it difficult for me to blow the trumpet. But yeah, I mean, a lot of people are blowing trumpets that are much smaller than ours. So it's time we start, speaking up a little bit.
I feel so. And again, with me, I've been again a long time, and I know I've seen a lot, and it's very easy for me to see through people and what they do and what they stand for. And Ibs you've been consistent from when I first saw you up until now. It's the same thing. It's been the same. It's just been brilliant. I've just got to give you the flowers, because it's important to give guys the flowers who are doing the right things, and it helps parents as well, because it's not just about us. This is about helping other parents choose and know more about the people who are actually doing things and trying to do things the right way. It's not about CSR, because I'm here to but just shine a light on other people, who we respect, and I think it's important.
Yeah, no, 100%, man. Likewise, that's why I'm here. I'm here to give you guys your flowers as well for doing what you're doing. It's about time good people like yourselves talk up, like I've said already, and we're here for it, man. We're here to support.
100%. So I want to get into some grit now. Yeah, I want to get into something. Yeah, but before we get, just gonna start on level 1. Yeah. Now here's a question. Yeah, I just put it on my social media today. Yeah. And this is just a question for us to just think about and then have a conversation about. The question I put out, I said, if your 7-year-old child played 3 years up, what would they do? That's the question. It's just a question now for you to think about. And I'm going to answer it so you can then see what you can do, yeah? So now, from my experience, you have two type of players here from young, right? You got the ones who are just running head down, and they're getting a lot of praise, just running, getting through plays, which is a good thing to have. You've got to be able to get past players. But then you've got the other players who are more the ones who are trying to link with other players. But when at pre-academy, 6, 7, 8s, 9s even, they're not getting
praise they deserve.
They're not getting the praise, they're not getting seen, because they're the ones that are passing the ball more than the other players. Yeah. So back to the question, what would your 7-year-old do if they played 3 years up? Where you're playing 3 years up now, you can't just
you
can't
just
dash.
Gotta be smart, innit? You gotta think now.
There's more that comes into it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There's more that comes into it. So now the second type of player who I'm talking about, the ones who's got their head up and playing the ball, who do you think would? I feel that player will do better, and I've done it. I've tested it before. Like, for example, if I played your son, if I play him up, he's gonna be able to do it. If I played a few other players up, I've done it before, they're totally fine, because they're able to link well with teammates as well as bring themselves to the pitch. So the question is, right, that's the scenario. If we know that those players will be able to play 3 years up comfortably, why are we not coaching different at baby ages? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I hear what you're trying to say.
I'm trying to just throw it out there.
Yeah.
So we can have a discussion on that.
100%.
So what do you think? Because again, at pre-academy, what players are they looking at? What do you think from what you've experienced from the amount of players that you've gone through?
Bro, they say, it's not a secret. They want kids to stay on the ball and try to dribble. They want kids to do that. You've been in the pre-academies and seen what the instructions have been. That's whether we like it or not, that's what they look for in the pre-academy at the moment. But in terms of what is a more sustainable skill set, it definitely is being able to pass and move and use your brain. Of course, it goes without saying. So yeah, I would say a bit of both. You need a balance and a heavy emphasis on either or. I don't think is the answer. You need a balance. You need somebody who can be a bit of a maverick when they have to, can twist somebody up when they have to, and can just pass the ball off.
So a
one
blend.
or two touch when they need to either. So a balance, yeah.
So a balance of both.
Yeah.
So do you think that so we know we need a balance, because if we do need a balance. When the kid comes up to under 10s, they need to be able to take the ball forwards and do what they're doing. But do you think that message is being relayed?
Nah, I think again, not from your side, because I know Young Kings doing the right thing, but other places, pre-academy ages, they probably just teach the dribbling side the whole time, every session, dribble, which is good. But I think they're still leaving out the other side of the game that you're talking about. It needs to be a balance.
This is it. So
go teach them both. When he turns 10, 11, he's
no,
never done that type of training before. Now is a problem because he skipped it for 3-4 years before. Now you got to teach him how to play football at age 11. You're like, come on, you know, because at the end, when you get to around that age, now all the clubs they start thinking about, okay, they need a player that can do both. So if you've left everything for years until you turn 11, 12, and you can't play off 1-2 touches, you can't move, you don't understand the game properly, then it's long for you, because now you have to do that again.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Now you're back to training. But if you've done it both, by the time you're 10, 11, you're flying.
Yeah,
you're flying. Yeah.
But then you see, like when they're selecting players now for under 9s academy football, there are players do get selected who can do both, but there are a lot more players who don't get selected, who are the ones who link games together very well, very, very intelligent. They can see 3-4 passes ahead, but a lot of the time they're leaving disheartened. Have you seen that in?
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, generally the clubs will be looking for game effectiveness. I mean, no matter how they word it or you know what spiel they give you when you ask them, the decisions they're making are based on effectiveness.
How you impact the game.
We have a situation of performance versus potential. Some kids have very high potential, but at the moment not performing or not able to affect the game. Some kids the other way around. Some kids both. We need to be able to, find room for each one of those types of players in the academy system. And unfortunately, right now, I think that's not the case everywhere. Some places are, working towards that. Some places aren't.
Yeah, that's why I asked that question. And even to myself, when I look at players, I think I just know, okay, I know you. I can play you with my under 10s comfortably. Because I know you're just gonna be able to play. You're gonna be able to look after yourself. You're gonna be able to see passes, get through players, and do. And there are players who just can't because.
Yeah, physically maybe they're not developed enough. Or
physically, but not only physically, but just how they think.
Okay, yeah.
They're just gonna run, head down and go.
Yeah. That's unfortunately the situation in England. Other countries, they would be looking at, for example, Spain, for example, they'll look at a passer or a connector, much closer than then they would look 100%. At somebody who's trying to dribble. They'll think the opposite of what a scout would think here, basically, or the analysis would be completely different. But I think here, I mean, a lot of what the clubs look for are manifestations of effectiveness. A lot of the things that we hear from the academy systems of what they look for in kids around that age would be like kids who can score, set up, or stop goals. Those three things are manifestations of effectiveness.
Yeah.
Normally dominated by kids who have the are most developed kids, the kids that are more physically developed or bigger, stronger, faster. Pace and power dominates at those age groups. And that's the bare truth of it.
Yeah. Catches up to them later though.
Yeah, 100%. At those age groups, that's what dominates. But what the problem is, what they're looking for, or what is being rewarded and recognized, are those things rather than kids who maybe have the right idea but are not able to execute in a correct way.
So this is it. So all right. So if we know this, here's a question. If we know this, is it right or wrong that they don't sign them at under 9s? Because for me, is it wrong? Because if they're not impacting the game now.
Are you talking
academies now? Yeah. If they're not impacting the game now, here's me just thinking out loud. If they're not impacting now, then should they be signed? But then it's a question because there might be more time to develop.
We're talking about academies though.
Yeah, I'm gonna get to that. So there's two sides of that. The question is, do we sign them, knowing that potentially they could get it, or do we leave them? And I feel that we're not even going on potential as much as we should be. That's what I feel.
Yeah. So, in short, I would say yes, we should sign them. The whole purpose of an academy is to identify and nurture potential.
There we go.
I mean, in short, that's a simple answer. I mean,
100%.
if we're taking the performance mentality and we're just signing players who are going to give us results here and now, then you might as well be stuck in grassroots.
Yeah.
That's a grassroots mentality.
100%.
Going out there to just win tournaments and to win games only and making decisions based just on that is a grassroots mentality. An academy's job is to develop, to identify potential and develop potential to this highest possible point.
Yeah. What I think is, if I'm being honest with you, what I've seen in the last year or so in the academy game is how do I say this in the best way possible? The football that they look at in the bigger age groups, the older age groups, is now starting to come into the younger ones. For example, like the grassroots mentality, you usually find that in academies that are playing under 16s or whatever. Of course, you want to win the games. That's where most players start to push into like the first team, professional debut, and that. But kids like 7, 8, and you're teaching that.
Yeah, they're profiling them from early.
That stuff's now starting to come into the younger ones. Now that's what I feel like is causing this whole problem.
Bro, the reality is, if we take a step out of this bubble, all of this is absurd. We're over-analyzing babies. Like, it's absurd. Like, these 100%. Kids, the way they're playing right now is not, doesn't determine or doesn't kind of give us any indication of how good they're going to be when they're 21. Yep. So it's all absurd, but we're just playing the game that we're in. But just to put it out there, your phone's ringing. Just to put it out there, it's mental. Like, we're talking about... Like, sometimes I have conversations with scouts and they're talking about a player and, about his movement, about a bit of this, he looks over at his dad. Yeah, how old's the kid? 5. So, what are you talking about? Bro. It's not coming down the face and that, bro. He's a baby. Like, he's a youth. Why are you analysing a kid? That's why sometimes a bit of that is... It's like it's a bit scary. Like, your kid's being analysed by an adult. It's a bit mad. Like, to be honest, when I first came into that pre-academy, because I've always dealt with older players and stuff in the past... I was thinking, why are they over-analysing these youths?
Yeah.
Like, it's mad.
It's, also, the question we say, like, how tall's dad, how tall's mum? The kid's like 6.
But what are you talking about? Like, my kid's 5. He just learned to walk, like, 2 years ago. Like, he's still learning how to do his, like, 3 times table.
You're right.
You're telling me about step overs and twisting people. And it's mad for me to say that because I make those kids. I build those wonder kids. But if I step out of it and I really think about it, like, to overanalyze kids in that way, obviously we'll try to get the best out of them. We'll try to, give them the best chance possible and try to get them into the academies. 100%, I'm always there for that. I'm always there for the kids in that sense. But when you're overanalyzing them and writing reports and that, really and truly, that is a bit mad to me.
Yeah. When if you really, this is when you really look at football. When you start to look at it, it does look a bit mad. It does.
But if you're not in the game and you're looking from outside in, you're thinking these people are nutters.
Yeah, they must be.
Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, no, I hear you, man. I hear you.
So just think about, like, when I first came into it and I'm seeing someone describing in detail how a 6-year-old runs or how a 5-year-old runs, his dad looks at him, he looks at his dad. Why are you even looking into these things? Like, he's a kid, and you're watching him like a hawk.
But you see, because of the way the environment is, the parents are gone mad with it.
Everyone's gone mad.
Everyone's gone.
Madness everywhere.
Everyone has gone mad.
Yeah, no,
I'm telling you, I've had kids, I've had parents.
Sometimes I got to pinch myself because I go mad as well sometimes. Because I'm engrossed in it.
Yeah.
Listen, they're just a kid. Relax.
Yeah, but that's exactly.
But you know that he's still got 15 years though.
Yeah, but a lot of people think like he's a kid. Like, I don't want to say names or whatever, but there was a parent literally called me the other day. And
say names, but no, I'm joking. I know exactly.
They get cancelled, but
cancelled. A parent called me the other day, complaining about a coach that's telling their son that's 7 years old.
But I get those calls every week.
I can't do anything with this kid because he's too small. The kid's 7.
But you see, at grassroots level, I can somewhat understand that mentality because he wants to win, he wants his brand to grow, he wants to attract more people. Although it's still wrong, I agree it's still wrong and it's a bit crazy. But when those sort of things happen in the academy system, that's when it's absurd.
Yeah.
That's outrageous. Like, you can't be doing that.
But why is that a problem from the first place? That again comes back to what I was saying earlier. the whole football ideology of under 16s above is now starting to come into the under 7s, 8s, and 9s where everyone just wants, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Win, end product. I need someone that's going to score goals, but he can't play football. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the 7-year-old that can play football, like what you were saying, he's at home.
It's crazy,
You
man.
know? I feel like that's the main problem at the moment from my side is I feel like the older age group football is now starting to come into the younger ones. What they teach the older ones is now starting. Everyone's trying to teach the younger ones, which is I think it's too early.
Yeah. Some of these clips and stuff that I'm seeing on Instagram, coaches are giving some mad instructions. I don't even understand what they're saying sometimes.
They got a tactic booth for under 16,
bro.
Yeah, it's all mad. Do you know how crazy that is? Like, you know, the art of just playing football. That's the commodity. I always say this. Yeah. Two things. The commodity is having a coach that cares now in this day and age because there's not many. There's only a few really that will really care.
Is a coach that cares valued? That's another question we need to ask.
Ooh.
Hold that one.
Yeah, that's another.
We're gonna come back to that one.
Yeah, oh my days.
Listen, because
I got a good answer for that.
That's a good question.
Listen, I've been used as a soundboard way too much, and I've had enough. It's time to talk up.
Let's talk about that. Hold that one there. Hold that one.
Oh, that's your fault.
What was I saying a minute ago? That just knocked me off because that's a big question.
Yeah. You were saying the commodity now is that.
Yeah. So the commodity now is one, having a coach that cares, and two, having a place just to play football. That's it. Those are the two commodities now. Because when I say just to play football, most times when people are going to play football, it's always camera on. If not the camera on, and it's the coach showing off. Elite. Everything is just like like a flipping DJ, like a, you know what I mean? The DJ's there with a microphone controlling the whole crowd. That's what it is now. It's like a show.
It's a show. That's exactly what it is.
But the reality is, like, let the kids can you just shut up? Let the kids just have a game of football where there's no rules. Just say, hey, there's the 2 goals. Here's 1 ball. Just work it out. Just go and play. Big age, little size, whatever it is.
How we done it when you were younger?
Just normal. Just kick ball. Just outside.
Bro, I was just playing in the pitch. No one was watching me. No one was analysing and giving me instructions. I worked it out.
That's what I'm saying.
People work it out. Like, you give the kids them to work it out.
That's where you find the real ballers as well.
Of course.
The ones that can make something out of nothing.
That's exactly. And that's the commodity.
Solve themselves.
It's a commodity now.
Yeah.
It's a commodity now.
So unstructured football, that's what you mean.
Unstructured football.
Yeah.
Unstructured. Okay.
Yeah, no, 100%. I've been looking for that for time for my son. Just a cage where I can just throw him in there. Yeah. I can't even find it. Yeah.
When he comes to me, when he comes to us, we just let him roll. We just let him roll with it. Just it's just there's no like.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Nothing to it. It's
I've
just
been looking for that for
balling. You know, what I mean, it's not easy to find that now. You know, just a place where they can just.
Yeah, no, 100%.
But the question, oh my days.
What was the question? I forgot
the question is.
Are valued the ones that care, the coaches that care.
The coaches.
I'll tell you when they're valued.
What's the question, bro?
The question is: are the coaches, the good coaches who actually care for the children, valued enough
by their parents?
In general, by parents.
I'll tell you when they're valued.
In general, but who wants to start? I'm not gonna say first. I'm not gonna talk first.
I'll tell you when they're valued. They're valued when something goes wrong.
So stuff hits the fan.
Yeah, when everything goes upside down, and now they need someone, and they need that advice, they need someone to speak to, now they come to the coach that cares. But when the coach that cares was there, the one actually coaching your son, or your daughter, whatever, telling you not to go to these other places, but you went there and the coach messed up the whole thing, now you come back to the coach that cares. Mad. But realistically, you do that once, twice, after that coach that cares, not going to care no more.
Because they're human beings.
He's a human being at the end of the day.
Coach gone cold.
Yeah, coach is going to get cold as long. Can't keep coming back. You go there, come back, go. At the end of the day, you're the problem. You know what I mean? But yeah, in my opinion, I think the coaches that care are only cared when...
things hit the fan.
Yeah, when things hit the fan.
They're only valued when things hit the fan, 100%. Boy, this is an emotional one. I can't lie because
let's get into it. Let's get into it.
Tissue.
Where the tissues, bro? This is pain. Let's get into it. Let's get into it.
Hey, listen. I've taken kids out of the dirt, snotty noses, running around. I don't want to say the franchise, but running around certain places, falling all over the place. Don't know the left foot from the right foot. I've taken them out of that position. I've made them into a wonder kid. Over and over again. I've done this. Put them in the academies. They're tearing up the academies. Top signed or whatever, or they're on the brink of signing. Then the parents go cold. AWOL. They don't even update me anymore. Don't come to my sessions. At least give me a call, tell me what's going on.
Man,
They don't even call me anymore.
That's
you know what I mean?
pain. That's pain. It's pain.
But they do call when something goes wrong.
Yeah.
And there's many times something goes wrong and they call me, or they come back. Oh,
after it's been released.
You was right. Blah 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 blah. So when we're talking about whether the coaches that care, the few coaches that care, which is a rare commodity at the moment, if they're valued, it depends on the situation. It's all relative. So it depends on the situation. But generally, I would say no, they're not. The coaches who are valued are the ones who have the biggest presence online, have the biggest brand, have the biggest mouths, sound like they know what they're talking about. Those are the coaches that really are valued, to be completely honest. The ones who actually care, just, got their heads down, putting in the work, producing players, player after player. Those ones are not really valued that much. Only by the few parents who really understand football. But other than that, they're not really that valued. Or people don't realize kind of how important they are.
Trust me. And from where I sit, I got stories for days. Stories for days on this. I've had kids same come to me absolutely beaten, no confidence, ruined, right? We've brought them back we built them back to becoming themselves again, and then they found their way into academy football. I've had them ones just blank me. Literally blank me. This is mad. Just completely blank me. I've had that, which is, it hurts. It does hurt because the time you took to work with these kids. Remember,
blood, sweat and tears go into it. I put a lot of work into it. It's not just like generic drills. Customized drills and customized sessions.
And then with me as well, my super strength is communicating with them away from the pitch. A lot of the time I'll sit them down and talk. Sometimes it's after sessions, half an hour, 45 minutes, talking. Unpaid, no, this is what you do. This is what you do. This is, of course it's unpaid. I'm talking. I'm saying, look, no. Because sometimes you have a conversation with them, you hear how they think. Sometimes you can't do it on the pitch. Because on the pitch, too much things are going on. So you can sit them down. You can look at them directly in their face and you can see what's coming out of them. And you can then correct it there or give them a few pointers and stuff like that. Let them just reassure them sometimes. A lot of the time, they just need some reassurance. So you do that. Remember, this is, I could be going home. My daughters are waiting for me and stuff. You know what I mean? I could be at my house eating food. I'm hungry now. You know what I'm saying? This, after football, I'm hungry. I want to eat.
Because you care.
I'm tired. You know, I'm done all this. It's a lot, but the reason why it hurts is because of those times. You know what I'm trying to say? Where we didn't have to do that. You know, but the thing is, we as good coaches, even though these things happen, we can't just stop. You know what I'm trying to say? Because if we stop, what's gonna happen?
Yeah, but you it's not that you just can't stop. You naturally, because of the person you are, you can't stop. Like some coaches have gone through situations, they just cut off the emotional side, but now it's just money. Every kid's a commodity. I can't even do it if I wanted to.
It's impossible for me. I can't do it.
That's what I'm saying. So some people have the capacity to just cut off any emotion and just everything's business. You're all commodities, and that's it. You pay me, and I train you. That's it. So I can't even do that if I wanted to. And obviously, I'm not here trying to kind of say I'm the good guy or whatever, but obviously we try our best. And there are no hard and fast rules. We've all got, room to improve. We've all got development areas. So yeah, we don't have all the answers, but we're trying to learn, and we have the humility to understand that 100%. We're growing, and we're open to learning from different people. But I would say with regards to youth football, there was a point where I was on the coaches. It was like the coaches, opportunists, showcases, facilitators. But I'm starting now to sway towards the idea or the belief that those opportunists are going to exist in whatever industry you go into. They're always going to be there. The charlatans, the people are just there to make a buck. They're always going to be there in any industry. Football's no different. But the people who empower those sort of coaches and those charlatans, they're the ones to blame. And who empowers them? It's the parents. And I'm a parent myself, and once maybe I've empowered one of those coaches, but I've come to the realization that those coaches only exist because of the people who empower them.
True. Jeez, man.
And that's the reality. That's the reality of it.
That's the
truth.
truth.
It's the parents at the end of the day. And I'm not having a go at all those parents who are out there because I'm a parent myself. It's just a reminder for all of us that those coaches only exist because of us. That's the bare truth of it. They all exist because of us. And if you boycott them and you stop taking your kids there, regardless of who the other kids there, and all this, iron sharpen iron sort of justification stuff that you put out there, then they won't exist. They won't exist. That's the reality of it. And this is why podcasts like this, people like yourselves, need to start talking up more because like me, frankly, I've had enough of hearing all the rubbish online and stuff about from different coaches but even calling them coaches seems like a stretch. Different facilitators, showcases.
Straight. No, because it's facts again.
Because we put blood, sweat, and tears into this, bro.
Of course,
I'm taking kids out of the dirt. And
consistently.
A conveyor belt of wonder kids who are twisting kids up all across London.
Facts.
And I'm not the only one doing it. Obviously, there's other top people out there doing it as well. And I've learned from them. I've learned from a lot of people. It's not like I've just built a blueprint by myself.
There's people. There are good people. There are good guys out there. 100%.
You know what? I feel the majority of people are good people, but it's the sour grapes who kind of mash it up for everybody else. But the majority of people are good people. In the academies, majority of people you speak to are good people. They have good intentions. Not everyone does the right thing, but if you have the humility of knowing that, I can make mistakes and I'm open to learning, then it's fine. We're all on that journey. We're all on a different journey of learning. But if you're in a position to look after kids, to be the caretaker of kids whilst you're looking after them or training them or whatever, and you're talking like you're Mr. Know-It-all, and you're a youth, you got no kids, you got no life experiences, you're waiting from the places where we've come from.
Oh my days,
And you're talking all this smack. You need to pipe down,
mate. Tell them, bro.
You need to pipe down,
boy.
We're me and you, we're family men. We're not
straight.
We're not little like young guys, innit? But we've been through
seen a lot.
We've been through a lot, seen a lot. This football thing is just a side thing that we've created and it's turned into a monster and stuff. But there's a whole background of life experiences, but you can't compute that.
This is what I'm saying, and again, like, boy, there's so much weight into what you're saying. But I need to go back to the point where you said the parents are giving empowering people, because we can advise, but they will hear what we're saying, and then the back of their mind they think, I need to go over there, I need to go. Because the other kid is going there. But what all that happens is they go. They meet other people all in the same situation. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's just panic multiplied by 20 or 30.
Yeah,
that's what happens.
Pressure, innit? It's like a hot pot.
So that's what it is. So they just put, now what they've gone and done, they put themselves in the same box as all the other ones that's in there. No one in there has got a calm head. All of them are chasing and panicking and worried, and all of them got the same traits. When you take one of them out of there, the ones who come out of there, when they realise their kids are already beaten up. The kids are already beaten up, then they call me. Then they say, oh, my son this, or my daughter this.
Well, at a certain point, you can have all the skills in the world, and I've seen you've mentioned it a few times on your socials, in your sessions and stuff. You can have all the skills in the world, step overs, everything. At a certain point in your career, if you're in an academy, or if not, if you're like about to break into an academy, at a certain point, it becomes about mentality. It don't matter how many step overs you can do, how many rainbow flicks you can do, how many kids you can twist up. If you ain't got the right mentality, you are not gonna make it. That's anyway. That is the simple truth. There's no way. It's impossible. And how is that embodied? Confidence, self-esteem, and resilience.
100%. That's it. I've done the whole.
If you've got those three things in your locker, it will take you much further.
100%.
Than a bunch of skills. And I'm the skills guy.
Yeah.
I'm telling you how it is.
It's important. 100%, man. And once people understand that, where if you just look at your child, your child for what your child is, and then just build on that, whatever that looks like, because sometimes you got to accept what your child is now. You know what I'm saying? And people can't, sometimes parents can't accept what their child is now.
Yeah, that's massive.
Do you know what I'm saying?
100%.
Because you see your peer next to you doing crazy things. Your child can't do 2 kick-ups yet. So you're thinking,
you know what? That was me, to be honest, bro. To be completely honest, when I first entered this scene, I went to South.
And you saw madness.
There from 3-4 years old. My son just turned, so he was 4, turning 5. And I was thinking, what in the world is going on? These kids are moving mad.
Yeah.
Yes. So I said, yeah, you need to be like that. You need to be like that. And I was pushing him to be like the other kids and stuff. And then I came to a point where, like, listen, he's running his own lane. I need to just make sure he's the best that he can be. It doesn't matter where those kids are. And now, 3-4 years down the road, he's better than some of those kids that we used to idolize or look up to.
See?
And those kids are, like, you know, struggling wherever they are.
See?
A lot of them. Not all of them, but a lot of them are struggling.
But it's because you can see. Like, you made a change for yourself.
Yeah, but there was a point where I was thinking, this you need to be this you need to be doing.
But you changed though.
Yeah. So we changed. We realized.
But you realized at the right time though.
Yeah.
Some people still they haven't realized yet, and their kids are 11.
Well, it's a bubble that never bursts, unless you realize it yourself. We can talk for days. We can write as many posts as we want, put out as many reels as we want. If you don't have that self-awareness and you can't come to that realization on your own, the bubble will never burst.
I've burst a couple bubbles before.
Yeah,
straight. I burst some straight because
you woke them up, innit? You made them realize,
but then what it is, you can burst a bubble, they leave, some leave, they get upset, fine. They come back later on, or you burst a bubble and they realize you don't just when I'm saying burst a bubble, I'm not trying to like be someone like a killjoy sort of guy. It's more okay. Look, this is what your child is. Look,
the reality, innit? Showing them the reality.
Put them in the session and say, look, it's a reality. Look for yourself. This is what I'm looking at. Look at your child. Look at your child. Look at your child. This is what your child's doing. So what would benefit your child is to just do this. Yeah, I'm trying to say, because all that other stuff isn't helping. It's helping the coach only. Do you know what I mean? And again, what you said, if people start going to these coaches, what's left? Because a lot of them have got no substance. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So it's a substance now. Like you could take every kid out of CSR tomorrow. Every single kid. I'm still here. And kids will still come. Kids will still come. Yeah, because I'm still here, and the value that I want to give to the children is still there. I got a message I want to give to the children. It's still there. Same for yourself. Like you could take all your kids away. You're still Ibs. Ibs has still got a message. Ibs has still got
sending the product.
Yeah, he's still got things to achieve. Same for you, Jawad. If you had nothing, you just step outside, go anywhere. Look, everywhere you go, people love you. Go to in the crews that you work in the schools that you work in and stuff like that. It's the same thing. You know what I'm trying to say? So you can't just turn this stuff off.
That's what I was literally going to say. It's what you're selling.
There we go.
You know what I mean? You got to have a product that you're selling. A lot of coaches out there are just selling elite stuff. Any coach you speak to, any Instagram reel they post, whatever, TikTok, it's always just talking about academies.
You know the thing is, there's a market for that. Obviously, there needs to be coaches that look after those sort of players.
Whatever. Yeah, of course.
Do your thing, innit? But the problem is when you're showcasing those kids and you're plastering them all over social media and you're not giving credit to the main developers, the coaches and the mentors who built that kid to become the kid that can showcase and show off your brand. When you're not giving them credit, that's when the issue arises. Because I've seen it time and time again. A player that I've coached, some coaches talking about step overs and rainbow flicks or Maradonas. I've taught him that, and then he shows a clip of the kid that I've taught that, and we've kind of like done session and session after session building that stuff. Then he showcases it, and it gives the impression that coach taught that kid that, but the truth is that coach didn't teach the kid nothing. He's just showcasing what he's learned from somewhere else.
With you just saying that, you've hit me. You've hit home. Like, there's so many players that I've worked with that had nothing, and then they became on the verge of academy level, whatever you want to say it. But then they start doing, whether it's they go to a one-to-one coach or whether they go to a group coach, whatever it is. But they go and do a few weeks there before they get signed, and then that's it. All credit goes to that coach. That coach, the one that's posting all their clips.
Yeah, but I think sometimes the parents are taking that coach to the signing day.
Yeah, exactly. The coaches, the parents. That's what I was about to say. The bigger problem is the parents not recognizing where the.
And he's smiling, big grin, and that as if he's the one that developed the kid, and as if he's the one that's signing.
He hasn't done nothing.
That's where the issue. That's where the issue arises. So it goes back to the parents.
Yeah,
that's what my point is. It's the parents. Those few parents that are empowering the charlatan coaches. It goes back to them. So I think that's what the issue is here. So that's really the kind of the problem to solve.
Yeah,
that's that happens regular.
It's mad.
Regular.
So let's move on to a different subject now. I know you're hot on this one. This one here. The Q4. What do you call that? The age.
Relative age.
Relative age. Was it relative age
effect?
and it's a common one, which I've been having beef with people for different reasons.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like this one. I don't know why. Man.
Yeah,
What do you mean by it though? What do you?
Is in some people, like for me.
Do we define what it is?
Yeah, you want to go for it? So a Q4 is late birth. So it's July, August, born later on in the year.
August, Q4.
June, July. Yeah, they're classified as a Q4.
yeah.
So Q1s is the early borns. It's early school year. So September, etc. Right. So the ones in September are generally more.
So the Q1s are overrepresented in academy football.
Yeah.
Because of their size,
So you're trying to say
they're more developed physically,
now I get it.
biologically, cognitively. Generally, it's not always the case, but because they're more developed in those areas, they're perceived as being more talented. But the reality is they're not more talented; they're just more developed.
Yeah.
So you see an overrepresentation of Q1 kids in academies, which is a fact. Innit? I mean, people might have their opinions, but it's a fact. You can open up any squad sheet now and count how many August babies there are there. You probably find one, or you're lucky if you find two.
Yeah, no, facts, 100%.
It's just a fact. Innit? It's not opinion.
Facts. Yeah. So my thing to that, I thought you can't hide from that. That is what it is. So let's talk solutions. Let's just talk solutions, because there's no point. Because we know what the facts are. Yeah. A solution that I think could be good, right, is have a whole group of Q4s, a whole group of Q4s in every single academy. So you've got everyone, and you sign your group, but you don't. What I'm trying to say, you don't treat them like they're not signed. These are all signed players, so you get the same treatment, but you open up the doors to more Q4s. But every single club has to do this. So not just one club; it has to be every single one, because whether it's the Premier League, whether it's EFL, they're all governed by different bodies. You see, so if it's the Premier League, then the Premier League sets all the clubs: Arsenal, Chelsea, Tottenham, all of them. They expand their intake, right? That might mean hiring more coaches, whatever it is, but you bring those players in and you spend time with them, because if you spend time with them, as we said earlier, that's potential. So is it performance or potential? If it's potential, then you take the time and develop those players as well as you're developing the other ones. They've got different needs. So if you specifically work on that, then you'll get more players. You'll get more players. Yeah, but then but you'll get it if you take the time and open up more.
The thing is, they need to be signed first.
Yeah, but something I'm trying to say, sign them, because there's players who didn't get signed.
No, to be fair, a lot of clubs they're trying to do a lot in the way of signing.
But how many though?
Q4 kids.
No,
but they're still underrepresented. That's the fact of the matter. They're still underrepresented generally. Crystal Palace is quite good of it. I think some of the age groups in Chelsea are quite good of it. So it's not to say every single age group and every single club isn't kind of thinking about this. They are thinking about it, and some of them are taking action.
But is it big enough action though? Because remember, at the same time,
there's obviously a lot of room for improvement. 100%. There's definitely a lot of room for improvement.
But we're losing players though.
Yeah.
We're losing players to that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Obviously, these players will develop, but imagine if we had them in.
Yeah, some of them don't ever get signed. They kind of
because they stay in that.
They stay in. So the way it plays out generally, is that they sign the kids who appear to be the most talented, and that results in Q1s being overrepresented in the cohort or in the squad sheet, in the squad list. Over time, those kids get the best training, the best facilities, the best coaches, the best games program, and then they do actually become the best players or the better players. Yeah. So it's in essence a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah.
So they select the kids that are perceived to be the most talented because of where they or how developed they are. And then those kids get the best treatment, and then they do become the best players.
Yeah.
So it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, and a lot of people will be like, would argue in a way of saying, look, they're reaching the highest levels and stuff. But of course they'll reach the highest level with the right care.
If they do the same thing with the Q4s, they'll be just as good, if not better.
Yeah. I mean,
so it's
obviously, look, my son is a Q4. Just to talk about my personal kind of situation, I see it as a good thing or a blessing in disguise that he's a Q4.
Me too.
A lot of the parents in the academy world, when you're in the system and stuff, and coaches and stuff, say they argue against the relative age effect by saying, well, you want your kid to play up anyway, so I mean that's what you're aiming for. You're pushing for your kid to play up. So what's the issue? But the thing is, some of the kids who are within their own age group, they're already playing up without choice.
Yeah.
Without even the preparation. My kid's playing up already. He's playing with kids who are 11 months, 10 months older than him already. And he's not an early developer, because you can have a kid who's born later in the year, but are an early developer biologically, physically. Yeah, because there's a few kids, June, July. They're monsters for their age. But generally, a kid who's like on track in terms of biological development, generally they'll be behind the rest of the group. So some kids are forced to play up anyway in their own age group. So that kind of like throws that argument out the window. So I see it as a blessing in disguise. If you're born later in the year, you might have more trouble or obstacles to overcome right now. But it's more opportunity to build the tool set to kind of use later on in life. So when it evens out, you have all these tools that you've developed over the years. Like the big kid that just kind of like one dimensional, that just runs through the team or whatever. He didn't have to build those tools, because he was able to just go route one through the team, shoot, smash, bang, wallop. You know what I'm saying? But this other kid has to think differently. He's got to think about getting out tight situations, how to shield the ball, how to protect the ball properly, how to use left foot, right foot, how to dribble on the right, dribble on the left. So now when he's older, he's got all these tools that come to the surface, and then the big boy that was a big boy once upon a time dominating, he's nowhere to be seen. So I think it's a blessing in disguise 100%. As long as you can hang on and stay in the system. So you need to take a long-term view if your kids is a late developer or born later in the year, and is a
but in the club, and that's a great thing to talk about, because remember your son's in the academy, but the ones who are outside the academy, they're developing they're developing more skills.
I mean, he's lucky to even have been picked up. Obviously, most of the kids that are born later in the year, July, August, I think in Cat 1, if I think about all the Cat 1s in his age group, there's not one kid born in August, if I remember correctly. Not one kid. There's like a handful July. But I'm talking from personal experience. But so he's lucky to even be in the academy system. But if you are in the academy system, just take a long-term view. Try to build as many tools as possible. Keep your head down. Don't be overwhelmed or disheartened by maybe not being selected or being in the A team all the time or whatever it is. Yeah. And if you're not in the academy system, also take a long-term view and keep grinding, because the cream rises to the top eventually, innit?
Always. And you see, like, okay, so let's flip the coin a bit, yeah. So we know the child's a Q4, yeah, or we know the child's smaller, yeah. Let's just say the child is smaller, and we know the child. He could be a big lump,
but just mentally is not as cognitively developed.
I'm painting a picture though. Hear this picture. Yeah. So you've got a smaller kid, Q4. So size and the age is against him already. Now the parent feels that the Q4 is an issue, the size is an issue. Now they're having conversations on a dinner table or on the phone about this kid being a Q4, being a smaller child. Do you feel that has an impact on the child if he keeps hearing that stuff?
Yeah, no, 100%. From my personal experience.
Okay, go on.
I'll go personal straight. Yeah. I was always a smaller player, always smaller than everyone in the whole team. But I've done my time in academies, whatever. But I was always, whether I played grassroots or academy football, I was always the smallest, always. Now, one thing that my dad done very well is he didn't let that ever be a problem to me. Whether he decided to speak to coaches behind the scenes, whatever, for me, I never ever thought of it as a problem, because he always was to tell me, who's the best players in the world? I say Messi. Cool. Is he the shortest player on the pitch? I say yes. Done. So I would never ever thought that would be a problem.
Not a hindrance,
so I always thought, so then I just naturally, when you're smaller, you naturally start playing like the smaller players. When I was younger, I was always being called Messi, Hazard, Coutinho, Maradona. That was always my nicknames, because naturally you just start playing like the players at your age, similar to if you were really tall, you start looking at maybe Ronaldo, etc. So from a parent side, no, but also it's different on the field. Do you know what I mean? Because your parents can say one thing, but on the field it's different.
You feel it, innit?
You feel it. Of course, you're smaller. You got a lot of bigger players. Of course, they're pushing you, etc. But then it just comes down to your football ability.
But did you feel like when it was happening to you, did you feel like running away?
Nah.
Do you know why?
I'm never that type of person.
But do you know why though? Where did you grow up?
What area?
Yeah.
Gaza Strip.
Yeah,
Church Road.
there we go.
No
Sometimes
first.
that's what I mean. So
background,
you're lucky enough to be
I'm Arab. You don't have none of that.
Sometimes these things play a part as well,
100%.
like your upbringing and people around you. That you're just born in a way where you're not gonna be like worried about that.
And then you can take it. It all comes down to the player, how you take it. You know what I mean?
Down to the child, but
exactly.
But there's more. But there's layers.
Yeah.
But back to the question.
You can see it as a challenge, or you can see it as like a weight on your shoulder, like I'm finished now. Or you could see it as like you know what, I don't care.
But now imagine if you were the other kid who consistently heard it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not healthy. It can't be healthy. Like sometimes in the reviews for my son, they'll say, "Oh, he's the youngest in the group. He's got plenty of time, or whatever." But he doesn't even know he's the youngest. I'm trying to whisper sometimes, but obviously his cat's out of the bag now. But before, with previous coaches, I bet he doesn't know he's the youngest in the group. I'm trying to not let him know, sort of thing. Or now obviously he's old enough to understand it, and thankfully, he's quite smart, so I can explain things to him now. But before, I tried to keep it away from him.
Yeah, which I think that's the right
they're all your age, just playing it.
Just play football, man.
I always found it a blessing playing up anyway. And me personally, I was always playing up.
Because you're built like that.
Yeah, I was the smallest on the pitch, but I was always playing 2-3 years up. At under 18, I was 14 playing with my brother was 3 years older than me. He was playing for an under 18s team. I was 14. I was playing from under 18s. I was playing alongside my brother who was 3 years older than me. So imagine, and I was already the smallest player on the pitch at my age group. So imagine how I'm playing with people double my height, double my size in everything.
Yeah, some kids never feel it. Some kids never feel it. Some kids are just,
it comes down to
different.
Yeah, if you've got someone that's putting care into you, again coming back to a coach that's feeding you the right instructions. Like again, I had a coach at the time that was never ever made me think about my height or my size in any way.
You just played?
Yeah, just played. And he taught me how to play with it. For example, you got a player that's smaller. How are you going to do with that? Yeah, the fact is you're all smaller than certain players. What are you going to do about it? You're going to have to start using your body, etc. Just approach it but in a different way. Do you know what I mean? Not approach it as it being a problem, but for it, let's find a solution. Let's find a solution how you can play with it. And then again, like, for me, you being tiny and playing 3 years up, that's already a massive accomplishment. Yeah. So no matter what anyone says, you know what I mean? You're laughing. So whether people want to say Q4, Q1, size, blah, 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 just look at the fact.
All this science and stuff, obviously, I try to keep it away from him as much as possible. He doesn't need to know about all that stuff. But me, I know about these things.
100%.
But yeah, man, I mean, obviously the academies can do more in terms of like, we can all do more. There's room for improvement everywhere. It's just as long as we're having the conversations and the intentions.
100%, man. But again, I feel that a solution would just be to bring in more kids, but everyone brings in more kids.
What they do in some clubs, or what's being discussed, is something called biobanding. They ban kids or group kids according to how biologically mature they are. So you could have a kid. Sometimes there might be a case where kids are Q2 or Q1, but he's not as developed as he should be. He's a late developer, so he can be on par with a Q4. Yeah. And then they'll be bio-banded together. So kids who are kind of like...
And I've seen that. But they've been doing that. I've seen that a lot. Sometimes play them down and play them up and stuff like that.
Yeah, so the intersection of the relationship between biological maturity and relative age or chronological age is something that's discussed.
But we're still working with a certain amount of players, though.
Yeah.
I think with the money that some of these clubs have, I feel we could have more kids.
I think definitely makes sense. Definitely should be.
I think just have an extra 10 kids. Gives, but then they can say, okay, get another 20 kids. Might just bring everybody in then. You know what I mean? That's what they can say. That's the
line, isn't it?
Yeah. But I think if you only got 2 Q4s,
do you know what I think the solution is? Have better scouters. Have better scouts. Have better scouts. Listen, if you're going to a game as a scout, and I'm ex-official scout, still kind of unofficially scouting. If you're going to a game and you're picking the fastest and strongest kid, then that's not scouting. That's not talent identification. I can take my mum who knows nothing about football. Take her to a match, but tell me who's the best player. It'll be the big, strong kid who's just shooting from everywhere and scoring or taking on free players because he's so much more powerful and faster than everybody else. And she would scout that boy. And then if I take a scout and he's selecting the same boy, then where is the expertise? Where is the expertise if you're selecting the same kids that somebody that doesn't know anything about football and scouting the same kids that someone doesn't know anything about football? So the expertise or the solution needs to be scouts who are skilled in identifying potential. How do you identify potential in players? There's many ways that you can do that, but you need to see the kids who have the right thought process, who have the right ideas. They might not be executing them accurately, but they've got the right ideas. They receive the ball in the correct way. They're looking in the the right direction. They're scanning. Those little things are indicators of potential. 100%. So I think a scout's job should be to find whispering talents, not to find the beast on the pitch.
When I saw your son from early, I said, this boy's got it from early. And I brought him in to a club I was working for before, right? And when I saw him playing in there, he's one of them kids I'm talking about. He was always, he had great feet, but he was always looking. He could see passes like all over the place.
2 steps ahead.
Yeah, he could see this stuff. But I'm on the sideline talking to the guys and they're not seeing it. I said to you, but it's not going to happen here because they're not even seeing this stuff. He's whipping passes there.
Yeah, because the people, the barrier to entry is too low.
Yeah.
So the kind of people that you get into the system that are scouting for you and have the time to be able to go out, they're not always the most skilled. Not always. Sometimes you have some great scouts out there, great kind of talent spotters, talent potential spotters. But the majority of the scouts and people who are on the ground, what they'll be doing is just finding the most effective kids, and anyone can do that. That's not a skill.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Because he just went, again, when I saw him play, I just knew that this kid's got it.
Come on, bro.
I don't know. I don't just put the man on blast like that. But I could see things. Do you know what I mean? I could see it. I could see what he was doing. I could see all of this stuff. But the youth that was just running through they were talking about that kid. But I could just see that kid was running through.
Yeah, but it's not fair on that kid that they do sign, because if he ain't got the potential and you put him in that elite environment,
that's another conversation.
They might get found out, and a lot of them do get found out, and then you're just breaking people's hearts. You know what
for no reason, right?
Yeah. When I don't know, if the philosophy was different, if the approach was different, maybe you can, help a lot more people. But yeah, man, that's I think the potential versus performance thing is a massive thing. You can have a whole episode on that on its own. There's not enough talent spotters, or there's more room for improvement in the way of spotting potential over performance. Identifying performance is very easy. Anyone can do it. You don't have to be an expert. So the potential needs to be something. Yeah. Finding whispering talents is the hardest thing, and that's what I think a lot of scouts are lacking at the moment.
I feel like I feel like it's a problem as well when I speak to people that like scouts or whatever. Is I feel like I know each club has like a criteria or whatever that's different from other clubs or different ages, whatever. But I feel like generally the criteria is very similar for all the ages. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So for example, that big, strong, fast player, generally the one getting picked no matter how old he is.
Yeah, bro. They all talk a different philosophy, but at the end of the day, the decisions that they're making, the majority generally is the kid who's most effective as a high performance child. That's the majority of the decisions that they're making. That's the majority of the type of players that they're signing. If I, for example, looked at the top 10 kids born in September in any random age group, every one of those kids is going to get signed. If I go to the top 10 kids born in August, you're lucky if one signs.
Yeah.
That's the reality of the situation. And that's a fact. You can go scurry through every squad sheet in the country, and if you see
one or two Q4s,
not Q4s, August, because you'll find June and some kids who are overly developed, and there'll be parents screaming at the screen saying, "But my kid's born in June. My kid's born in June."
Yeah.
That's an exception to the rule. There's always going to be anomalies, but that's not how statistics work. That's not how it works. That's not how probability works. The reality is there's an overrepresentation of kids who are older in the age group, and that exists for every sport, not just football. So I mean, there are hindrances and obstacles that a lot of people face or have to go through to be able to even get a look at
I hear you, man.
So so it's something that exists, and people need to kind of be aware of that, including parents and mentors.
100%. Again, like for me, I can see all this happening all the time, right? But then when we get the kids with us, our job is to make sure that they're ready. I'm trying to say we're preparing them based on what road they're gonna go down, because everyone's gonna be different. Do you know what I mean? So it's not just come here, kick a ball, go junior Premier League, go do this, go to nationals, go do this, do that. When you talk about football like how we're talking about it, then that stuff doesn't even make sense anymore. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Yes, you want to play football, competitive football, but then the Junior Premier League Nationals Cup, what? You know what I'm trying to say? Like, there's all this going on,
and there's all
I can't think about that. If I start thinking about that, then these kids, how are they going to develop now? As much as to the levels that we want them to develop to get to where they need to get to. Yes, we want them to play competitive football. That's fine, but if we're now focusing heavily on branding and this and that and this and that and all this other stuff, the kids are getting left. That's the problem. So we're getting a lot of kids who are not even going to get to their potential, which is sad. They're not going to get.
And the thing is, like a lot of parents, and we hear this phrase all the time, that it's not a race, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. And it's true when you really think about it. Like, everyone's got a ceiling. So every kid that comes into CSR has got a ceiling. Some kids are closer to that ceiling at that point in time than other kids. But at the end of the day, everyone's gonna, they're not always everyone's gonna get to whatever their ceiling is, if obviously they're in the right environment. So whether you push now and they're winning the race right now, or they're behind in the race right now, is irrelevant. The ceiling is their ceiling. You can't change that. Yeah. I mean, it's just it is what it is. Yeah. So there's no need to panic or worry about where you are in this moment in time. All you need to really think about is, am I in the right environment and taking the right steps to ensure that my kid reaches his full potential and reaches his ceiling.
That's it.
To add to that, I think a lot of that worry comes from parents that are their child's like 7, 8, 9. That kid's not signed yet, and they're just the only thing in their mind is, why is my son not signed?
I get that.
You must have it heavy at your.
I get that all the time. That's a big thing. That's a big thing that I deal with. A lot of parents, I feel like, oh, my son's in this main group. My son's not here, and when
big
problem. And the kids that we're talking about are all, like you said, 7, 8, 9, 6, even. And my message to them is consistent. Under 9s or pre-academy is just the beginning of the journey. It's not the end of the journey. If you don't get signed now, it doesn't mean you're never going to get signed. And it's not for everybody to sign for a club. There's a lot of things to take away from, elite football or coaching or being in the right environment than signing for an academy. You learn quite a lot as a human being that can help you in many other things. So it's not always just about signing for an academy. 100%. Like, my kid's in the academy system, the chances that he will go to, make it to first team are very slim, like it is for any kid, 100%. Regardless of where they are or how good they are in their age group at the moment. They're very slim, but the kind of lessons that he would learn from the journey will stay with him forever. The confidence, the self-esteem, the resilience, the humility, the understanding of what, understanding of hard work and grit and what that gets you in life. All those things are priceless, and you can't teach them everywhere in every setting. So, we're grateful for those things, and those are the simpler, bigger blessings that we celebrate. And obviously, if he makes it as a footballer, that's a cherry on top, and that's a massive bonus.
100%. And that is how we have to conclude it, man. We can talk forever. You know what I'm saying?
We did the second episode.
We have to do another episode. Let us know if you want Ibs back on there, because we've got more to talk about part 2. But we need to get your socials up here. So what's the social media handles? How do we get you? Where do we find you?
So Instagram at Young Kings Football Academy _. And that's all we have at the moment.
Yeah, that's fine. So we're gonna put it up here. Make sure everyone goes and follows. This is Coach Ibs. This is CSR Global Podcast.
You got a few now. I saw a Jamaica one the other day.
Oh, we got we got Jamaica coming up as well. That's a whole new. We're gonna do a whole podcast on that. So that's gonna be massive.
Dubai.
We got Dubai. Dubai. We got talk about Dubai. We got the Dubai camp happening.
Yep, Dubai camp October 15th to 17th.
There might be some Arab speakers, so you might want
to do an Arabic.
Not again.
Yeah, you're doing Arabic.
Come on, bro. There might be some Arabic speakers. Come on.
شهر 10 شهر 10 ب 15 17 في تدريب مخيم تدريب. I'll go back to English, but we're going to be there for a month. Gonna do lots of sessions, private sessions, group sessions, etc. Mentoring, the whole bunch. Some fitness, some gym stuff, everything. So even if you're not a part of us,
always welcome.
Always welcome. Always welcome. I'm not saying
Did it have to be signed at an academy?
No, you don't have to be signed.
Everyone's welcome.
You don't have to be elite. Just if you want to play football, come through.
We develop those who want to be developed.
We develop everyone.
That's it.
Anyone and everyone. Everyone, like the last episode, I said, everyone deserves an opportunity.
100%.
You don't have to be elite.
100%.
Everyone deserves an opportunity. With us, you'd always get opportunity. Not just with us, but with Ibs, you'd always get an opportunity.
Young Kings, Wonder Factory.
Young Kings.
Wonder Kids Factory.
Wonder Kid Factory.
Wonder Kid Factory. The Wonder Kid Factory. Let's get this right. The Wonder Kid Factory, Young Kings. That's it. Time. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you, bro.
And hopefully I want to get part 2 because we've got more to talk about.
Yo, CSR, tell them say we are go far. It's the Fresh Prince of Asda. Yo, CSR will make you score enough goal, make you win enough games, make you CSR make the fans. CSR make the fans jump JUMP. Them I run the city like the man the new MP. CSR tough, skills them plenty. Now take the talk from the team. NE, I said any team. If that went over your head kick. CSR have better players than Hendrick, better than Lamar, better than Kendrick. CSR now left the